The rain came softly that morning, a slow, melodic drizzle that seemed to cleanse the world. Grace loved the rain. It reminded her of where she came from, and how far she had come since the day Ethan Ward offered her shelter. She had been at the mansion for weeks now, and though her hands still ached from cleaning and laundry, her heart was lighter than it had been in years. There was laughter in her days now. Faint, cautious laughter, but laughter all the same. And much of it began with him. Scene 1: The piano room. Ethan sat alone in the piano room, his fingers tracing the smooth keys though he didn't press them. He listened, not for music, but for footsteps. He had memorized Grace's rhythm by now. Every soft step, every hum she carried with her, every pause before she entered a room. When she appeared in the doorway, holding a duster and a small pail, he smiled faintly. Ethan. Grace. Grace. Yes, sir. Would you like me to skip the piano today? I don't want to interrupt your piece. Ethan smiling. Peace isn't something you interrupt, Grace. You bring it with you. Her cheeks flushed. She didn't answer right away, just set her things down and began dusting the piano's edge. After a long silence, she said quietly, Grace, do you ever miss seeing the world, sir? Ethan, every day, but sometimes, I think, I'm seeing more clearly now than I ever did before. She looked at him, his eyes distant, yet full of something far deeper than blindness. Grace, I wish I could see the world like that. Ethan, you already do. Her lips parted to speak, but emotion caught her voice. She turned back to her cleaning, blinking fast. Ethan could hear her breath trembling, and his heart twisted with guilt, because she believed in his lie. Scene 2: Confession in the garden. That afternoon, Grace took her break beneath the rose arbor. The rain had stopped, leaving diamonds of water clinging to the petals. Ethan found her there, guided by his cane. Ethan, mind if I sit? Grace, of course not, sir. I didn't think you'd come out in the rain. Ethan, I like the way it sounds when it falls. It feels like time slows down. They sat together in silence, the garden breathing around them. Grace, you know, sir, I used to think rich people were different, cold, unfeeling. But you're, Ethan. What? Grace, smiling faintly, human. He laughed softly. Ethan, don't let appearances fool you. I've made more mistakes than you can imagine. Grace, everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone learns from them. He turned his head toward her voice. Ethan, and what have you learned? Grace, that kindness can heal places even medicine can't. Her words cut deep, right into the heart of his deception. For a moment, Ethan almost confessed everything. He wanted to tell her the truth. That he wasn't blind. That he was the same man who had handed her a coat and a chance that night in the rain. But the fear of losing her froze his tongue. Ethan quietly, you have a rare way of seeing the world. Grace, I see with faith, sir. That's all I have left. Scene 3: Margaret's warning. Later that evening, Margaret found her son pacing in the study, his cane leaning against the wall unused. Margaret, Ethan, you can't keep this up forever. She'll find out. Ethan, I know, but if she knows now, I'll lose her. Margaret, and if she finds out later, when her heart's already yours, you'll break her. Her voice softened. Margaret, you can't build love on deception, my son. Not if you want God to bless it. Ethan sank into a chair, burying his face in his hands. Ethan, I just needed to know it was real. That I could be loved without the name, the money, the world. Margaret knelt beside him, placing her hand over his. Margaret, real love doesn't need proof. Ethan, it needs truth. Scene 4: A whisper of faith. That night, unable to sleep, Ethan wandered the halls. He stopped outside Grace's small room, the door slightly open, a warm glow spilling into the hallway. He heard her whispering, Grace, softly, praying, Lord, thank you for Mr. Ward. I don't know why you brought me here, but I feel your purpose in it. Maybe he's lonely, maybe I am too, but please, let us both see you through each other. Ethan's throat tightened. He leaned his head against the doorframe, tears pressing behind his eyes. She was praying for him, even in the dark, even when she thought he was blind. She saw the light in him that he had long forgotten. He whispered into the quiet hallway, Ethan, maybe you're the one who was sent to heal me. Grace, not the other way around. Scene 5: The first crack. The next morning, Ethan sat at breakfast, lost in thought. Grace entered to pour his coffee. When the cup slipped, a drop landed on his hand. He flinched. Instinctively, his eyes flicked downward. It was small, just a fraction of a second, but Grace saw it. She froze, the pot trembling slightly in her grip. Grace, softly, Mr. Ward. Ethan straightened instantly, forcing his eyes upward again, masking the panic that surged through him. Ethan, everything all right? Grace, hesitant. I thought you. Never mind. I must have imagined it. He smiled faintly, hiding the storm in his chest. But when she turned away, guilt crushed him like a weight, because in that tiny moment, that one glance, his secret had begun to unravel. Closing scene. The burden of the lie. That night, Ethan sat alone by the fire, staring at the flames. His reflection flickered in the glass. Two faces, the man of truth, and the man of deceit. He whispered to the empty room, Ethan, how can I expect her to love me, when I've built our story on a lie? The fire crackled, glowing like confession itself. Outside, thunder rolled, the sound of something greater stirring, as if heaven itself knew that love could not bloom in darkness forever.